What if the affordable Florida dream you've been hearing about isn't quite the full picture? There's one thing most people relocating to Central Florida always overlook, and in 2026, it can cost you thousands. Hey everyone, I'm Elianny, and I work with first-time homebuyers and relocation, helping them navigate Central Florida real estate market. The exciting parts and the parts that nobody warns you about. In this video, I'm breaking down the real cost of what it's like living here in 2026. From housing all the way to groceries, so you can plan your next move with confidence and no surprises. And if at any point you want to talk about your specific situation, there's a link in my description to book a free, no pressure consultation. Okay, so let's start with what matters the most. Housing. Housing is always one of the first conversation, and in Central Florida, specifically Kissimmee and St. Cloud, the median home price for first-time home buyers is around $300,000 to $450,000. If new construction is on your radar, you're typically looking at mid-300s to low 400s for a solid starter home. Now let's talk about renting versus owning. A 3-bedroom rental is running about $2,000 to $2,800 a month, and that's usually before utilities. A mortgage on a $350,000 home with today's rates and a reasonable down payment can land you in the same range. However, now you're building equity instead of paying somebody else's mortgage. Here's where people always get caught off guard: property taxes and insurance. And in Osceola County, your property taxes can run roughly through 1.5% to 2% on your home's assessed value annually. On a $350,000 house, you're looking at $5,250 to $7,000 a year, or $440 to $580 monthly. Then there's homeowners insurance, and because of hurricane exposures, the premiums here are serious. Most homeowners are paying $3,000 to $6,000 yearly, and sometimes more. That's roughly about $250 to $500 a month on top of your mortgage. These are numbers that genuinely surprise out-of-state buyers, so I'd rather you hear it from me than discovering it at closing. Beyond housing, let's look at what your day-to-day actually looks like budget-wise. Utilities first. In a typical 3-bedroom home, electricity can cost you anywhere from $200 to $350, because the AC here is a non-negotiable, y'all. Add water and sewer at $50 to $100, plus internet, which is around $60 to $80. And your total monthly utility bills lands you somewhere between $310 to $530. Groceries are pretty close to national averages, maybe a little bit higher on specialty items, but a family of 4 generally is spending around $800 to $1,200 a month. Inflation is a big one, and it usually catches people off guard, but Florida is a car-dependent state. There's really no other way around it. Public transit exists, but not in the same way that you would find it in a larger metro. You'll be driving, and probably more than what you're used to. Between car payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance, you need to make sure that you budget a few $100s a month per vehicle. Car insurance here is typically on the higher end because nobody knows how to drive. Nobody knows how to drive. Entertainment and lifestyle costs. Now we're gonna get into the fun part, because this comes with a price tag. A single day at a major theme park can easily top $100 per person. Now we do get a discount for being residents, so you'll save a little bit money on that, but now annual passes is gonna offer you a better value, but it is a real investment. The good news about it is that there is so much more that Central Florida has to offer than just theme parks. State parks, farmers markets, springs, a lot of the things that make Central Florida special is either free or close to it. Dining out is a lifestyle here too. A casual dinner for 2 can run about $40 to $60. Go to a higher end restaurant and you'll easily push past $100. And if you're buying in a new construction community, HOAs is gonna be in the picture. So depending on the amenities, you're looking at $50 to $300 a month on HOA fees. Pool, clubhouse, lawn care, it all adds up, but it adds to the quality of life here. Just make sure it's in your budget before you fall in love with a community. Central Florida versus other major Florida cities. So how does Central Florida actually stack up against the rest of Florida? Compared to South Florida, like Miami and Fort Lauderdale, Central Florida is significantly more affordable than those cities. Property value and insurance in those coastal markets are on another level. Jacksonville tends to offer slightly lower housing costs, but the job market and the lifestyle amenities can vary quite a bit depending on what you're looking for. What makes Central Florida stand out, especially for first-time home buyers, is the inventory of new construction in the $300,000 to $450,000 range in areas like St. Cloud, Kissimmee. My approach with every client is finding that balance. Not just what's affordable right now, but what makes sense for your family's safety, lifestyle, and financial future. That's the piece I never skip out on. So there you have it, an honest take on what it looks like to live in Central Florida in 2026. This is genuinely an awesome place to build a life, but walking in with clear and accurate numbers, that's what's gonna create a smooth move apart from a stressful one. If you're thinking about relocating to Central Florida or a first-time homebuyer looking to explore new construction, I'd love to connect. I talk to people in your exact situation almost every day, and honestly, it's one of my favorite parts of this work. Everything you need to contact me is in the description down below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I'm Elianny, and I'm here to make sure that your transition to Central Florida is everything you hoped it would be. Till next time.